Alright guys, this is a scanning tutorial for Lightning Industries and whoever else may watch this video. This is going to be a pretty long tutorial actually, probably around 5-10 minutes because scanning is not a quick process. Start by going over what you need for scanning. I mean, of course, you can use whatever you want. I happen to use these shiny new faction probes and launcher I just got. They add about a total of 12-15% to scan strength, so very helpful if you don't have the extra skills. I myself only have acquisition 3 or whatever, the strength one, so I only have a 30% bonus. The ship also has a 50% bonus to strength, so it's pretty awesome. So basically, we're scanning out signatures in a wormhole. You're going to start by launching 4 probes. I only use 4 usually. The only time I'll use more is if when I just first get into a system I want to know how many signatures there are and where they are. I will drop 7 probes so I can get a better idea of which ones are where. So go ahead and start by opening up my scanner and then opening up the map. Now, pretty much everybody who's watching this tutorial has probably seen this many times and is probably already pissed off. How I start in our home system, and most systems as long as they're not too big, is by setting all my probes to 8 AU range and then moving these probes so they basically get pretty good coverage on all the planets. Now this goes back to where I said I only usually launch 4 probes. If you have planets spread out so much that you can't really get that good coverage with 4, I'll launch more. So I'm going to hit scan, and this should show me everything that is in our system right now. I'm going to go ahead and delete these bookmarks just so I don't have a helper. So yeah, I've got 2 signatures, even though I'm pretty sure there's 3 in system. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and scan down this one. What these little red circles mean right here is that is in the general area where this signature is. If I wanted a stronger hit on this, I could decrease the size of the specific probe that this is on, which is probe 2, and it would give me a more accurate hit, but I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my size down to 2 AU. That might have been too much, but we'll see. And then move all my probes in on this red circle. Now, you always want your probes aiming in some kind of a square shape when you got this. It's kind of a square. And that will create a central square in the very center of your probes. The idea is to get that center square over the general area where you're scanning. So if you know your signature is in a pretty general area, you want to cover that area in this square right here. What that is that's where all the triangulation is lining up, and that's where all of the highest strength of your probes is going to be, because you have 4 probes covering that spot. So you get very accurate hits. The closer I move my probes to that spot, as long as they're not overlapping the square, will give you a much stronger hit. When you get to be overlapping, you're still going to get stronger hits, but it's going to be far less accurate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit scan now. And hopefully I will still have the signature there. I'm lucky, I do have the signature, and I got a very strong hit on it. 37.22. So now what I have is I have this little red circle here, which means that generally it's somewhere on the outside of that red ring, within, I don't know, 50% of the radius of that circle. So basically what that translates to is really easy. It's just I need to move my probes up or down, because obviously it's not on the side or one of the probes would have found it. So I'm going to move it up first, hit scan, signal's gotten weaker, so that means it was down. So I'll move my probes down, Signal's gotten much stronger into a much more accurate place. So now that I have that tiny ring there, I can once again decrease the size of my probes, make sure that my probes are covering that circle. The easiest way you can think of it is get your probes looking about this big on your screen. You can zoom out, zoom in to make them bigger and smaller on your screen. That's just generally my tool of measurement. And then make the center arrow on the probe point towards what you're scanning for. That's the simplest way I can put it. I should get a very, very accurate hit, if not 100% on this scan. If you have weaker skills or bad equipment for doing this, it will not be any more hard to scan down sites. It will just take longer. You'll just have to repeat the process in decreasing the probe size, etc., until you get an accurate hit. Now I've got a 99.83 hit, so what I'm going to do to make sure I find it, instead of repositioning my probes, I'm just going to decrease them down to 0.5, move them in a little bit. Go at an angle just to make sure that they're centered on every axis possible. And hit scan. Now on your tougher sites like mag and radar sites, you're going to have to go much smaller than this for the probe size. And you're also going to have higher deviation, which means as you're scanning, it's going to look like this signature is popping all over the place. Until you get a yellow dot, that signature will move. So your goal is to get them to get your probes the correct size and then get them on top of this signature so you can get it yellow as soon as possible, because if you have a red signature and you're using and you have bad skills, it's going to be very difficult to find that. So smaller size on your probes will make it harder to actually find these signatures, but it'll make them easier to pinpoint. So I have 100% warpable hit. I can warp to that, bookmark it, however. And that's pretty much it. Shows you that you do not need to use 6 probes. It actually wastes a lot of time and is not very fun. Hope you learned stuff. If you got more questions, feel free to ask me in game. Thanks for watching.